today is certain aspects of thermodynamics. And as we all know that today probably is the coldest day of this year. So probably it will be nice to have some heat with us. Of course, I shall not be dealing that much with what we call an engine, but thermodynamics basically means the power of heat. Okay. So maybe we shall enjoy the power of heat at least. Okay. Now, to start with, we know of two laws. There is the first law. Usually said that it is nothing but the law of conservation of energy, but really it's not like that. It is much more than the law of conservation of energy. It says that you can have a state function which is the difference of two path dependent functions. So now the natural problem is how do we define a state function and what do we mean really by functions that are path dependent. So it simply means something like this. Suppose these are certain coordinates, we go from one point to another, and there are various ways of going from point A, say, to point B. So if it so happens that the difference of some property between these two states depends on the way you go. Say you go through route 1 or route 2 or there is another route 3. If it depends on that, we say that it's a path function. It's not a state function. So by a state function we mean something that depends only on this state and again on this state. So naturally the difference will not depend on the past, on how the system has transformed to the new state. So here in the first law, the most important point is that these two functions, these are path functions, path dependent functions, but this is not. So by taking the difference, one can have something which is a state function. So this is the first law. And there is a second law which states that this is again this is in the form of an inequality because there are really two parts in it. One is the definition of this state function. This is called entropy. When it is defined, you have to consider the heat change through a reversible path. Otherwise, it will always be greater than the heat that is required through any path which is not reversible. So, one is the definition, and the other, the inequality, you can also consider it in this way, that Ps universe is greater or equal to 0. This inequality follows from this inequality. So in either way, you can define the second one. Now you will find in textbooks that there are certain forms of second law, like the Kelvin-Planck statement, the Clausius statement and so on. Then is a favorite question also in the universities that you try to get an equivalence of the two statements and so on. But the point is that none of these, actually these are basically refer to the historical context in which they develop. But you can see, if you are a bit careful, you can see that none of these statements contain any reference to entropy. And unless entropy is there, you cannot really have the essence of second law from which the whole of thermodynamics will grow. So I should say that you should stick to this definition of second law. It's better. And as you know that this heat, this was actually historically thermodynamics took shape with Sadiq Carnot. He was the man, the key person who actually studied thermodynamic engines. He formulated the first law, a bit of the second law also, but very unfortunately he died at the age of 36 in cholera. And that's why some of his belongings, they were also buried at that time with the body. So many of his writings were lost. Only a book, he wrote a book that was published, and from that book we know about his contribution to thermodynamics, but probably that was much more. Many things were lost. So this is the second law. Now, you see that if you combine these two laws, then you say that TdS equal to dQ plus, we write it as PdG, and we say that there is no non-mechanical body. So it is easier because in this case we can deal with, say, a gas, which is very simple to deal with, and to be more simple, you can take an ideal gas also. But here you find that these two are the two state functions that are defined in terms of the first and the second laws. Pressure and volume, the concepts are already there. What do we mean by pressure? What do we mean by volume? As regards the temperature, there is also a scale. There was the gas thermometer scale was there. But then people said that no, the gas thermometer scale is a very special case. It refers to minus 273.15 or something as the zero, and so on. And it is basically based on an observation of Charles. So they wanted to have a thermodynamic scale which is independent of the substance. And finally, it has been found that this T can also be equated with the gas thermometer scale. Okay? So that's how things are now very simple. So this T refers to the Kelvin scale of temperature. This is a state function introduced in the second law. This is another introduced in the first law. Others are known. So when we draw a graph like this, normally we use this PV diagram. This is again because we have in mind of a relation which connects PV with T. So what is called the equation of state. So you have the equation of state in mind. So that's why you need to consider only two variables, no more than that. That's very important. But then afterwards,